Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Peace, peace, peace. You already know what time it is. This your man LaRon MC.
And your boy Just Tracks.
And this is Craft Conversations. Fly culture talk, dope craft beers. You already know what to do. Pop over your favorite craft beer. Sit down and let's talk.
And vibe out.
Peace, peace, peace.
Yo.
You already know what time it is. We're live right here on Hot 702.5 FM. This is Craft Conversations, episode 129. Remember, this show focuses on current topics in the culture, including but not limited to art scene, music scene, more specifically hip-hop, foodie scene, and of course the craft beer scene. These are opinionated topics that stem from bar talk with the homies, and it's all fueled by dope-ass craft beers.
Dope-ass craft beer.
It's your man, LaRon MC.
It's your boy K Bridges, K. Bridges, if you're writing it down.
And let's go right to what's on your palate segment. If you're watching, make sure you hit us in the comments. Let us know what y'all popping today. We're going to let you know what we sipping on. Cups over here, brother.
Gotcha.
What I'm finishing off right now is Craft House Dry Heat Hazy IPA. Let me see that. Is Mammoth Lakes, Mammoth Brewing Company from Mammoth Lakes, California, Epic IPA, 6.5 on the Richter.
Mammoth, I like that.
I got Trip Delight. Fantastic. I think we had this on here before. White Chocolate Raspberry Imperial Porter by Huddle and Trustworthy Brewing Company.
Shout out to Huddle.
Here you start off with the white chocolate. And this one I'm excited about. This is Bottle Logic She Shot First Tropical Hazy IPA. Anaheim.
I got a little Cali love in there today.
Yeah,
all right.
Some Cali business. All right, we was just talking about this, so I'm gonna go and play this, but I'm gonna keep the microphones on so we can.
Yeah, what we dropping on it right now?
Now, this is just for us to test the Logic Good Day cover that he was getting all of that flack for.
All right. Yeah, I want to hear this one.
All right.
All over your shit. Here we go.
Okay.
Already?
All
you
right.
like the
I
sound
ain't mad yet.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank
Look at your face.
alone, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no smalls. Mama cooked a breakfast with no heart.
It's kind of melodic.
It is melodic. I could see this. Let's keep listening.
And everything is alright. I got a beat from Kim, you know that she could fuck all night. Call with the homies and I'm asking y'all, which court is y'all playing basketball? Get me on the court and I'm in trouble. Last week fucked around and caught a triple-double. Freaking niggas every way like MJ. Can't believe today was a good day. Today was a good day.
All right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, I think we got the point.
What do you think?
So melodically, I like it. I feel like his voice and the way, I feel like his voice ain't having a lot of gravity to it. I feel like it's just kind of like maybe if he was covering that like live or something, just for like a show or something, that'd be cool. I don't know if he's trying to push this as like a single or his comeback or something.
I think he was saying he just like he just liked doing the covers.
He was just feeling some kind of way and was like he wanted to do it.
Because I know he did a Bone Thugs one too, but the Bone Thugs joint is already basically a singing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his voice ain't bad. I feel like it's lacking a little bit of juice though for some reason. I like the melody though. I like the way the beat was flipped up. Like it sound good, came on good. I think his tonation is good, but I ain't gonna say it's hitting me though. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
You think the flag from the hip hop community is justified?
It's I could see it. It's kind of like was having a conversation about this with somebody the other day. Like it's been a lot of songs that's being remade today in kind of trash kind of way. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're taking classic beats like No Doubters and making like okay kind of songs with them or whatever. I kind of feel like that's the same. Like it's just no power on the voice. Now maybe later in the song he started busting like harder or something like that. But
it's pretty much.
If he just going soft
throughout.
with the up tones the whole time, I mean.
So is that what it is? Because it's soft.
It's
like,
soft. It's real soft, bro.
was a
Yeah,
good
it's too.
day.
That's what it is. It's not enough juice, bro. It's too soft. Like he laying on a pillow dreaming about it.
on his stomach with his feet kicking his feet. Yeah, I guess you can't take a song like that.
Cause that song is hard, bro. Like it got good vibes, but it's hard though. It's about coming up like it got the hood certifications on it. This is more like appropriation. I don't want to call it that.
That's crazy because he's.
I don't want to call it that because he, but it's,
but also you seen that he because everybody been talking about his trying to connect with like black folks. He went and found his father and shit.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And he did like some little content where he was sitting there talking to his father and shit, and then he was saying like nigga, and I guess he felt like
His father's black.
his father's black.
Okay.
So because his father black, then
He black?
like this is my perfect opportunity to.
He's black. I be forgetting, but he is black.
You can't tell when you look at him, man.
That's
like,
what it is. You just can't tell, and his fan base ain't hardcore black either. So it's like when you see him at his shows, it don't feel a certain way.
I think
Well, some people unfairly put him in that kind of Eminem wannabe category. I don't think he like that. I think he really got bars. He a thoughtful artist, bro. But I think his own conflict with the racial issues comes out
'Cause he
in the
said
way that
every time he opened his
it
mouth,
comes
it
out
was
in the
like-
way that his art comes out.
I'm black. I'm white. I'm black. I'm white. Next song, same shit over and over.
Right.
Again. I mean, it's just me. He looked like a corny ass, you know what I'm saying, like motherfucker. But like,
Yeah, like
not in,
backpack
like,
rapper back in the day type shit, right? Like,
nah, just like a corn. Like you look at some niggas and be like, yo, this nigga,
right.
like he might get pushed over, like type shit. He just
Right.
looked like a soft nigga, like
Yeah, and that song is real soft, bro. Like, I think that's you right. That's what it was that was throwing me off. It's like, mama cooked a breakfast, no hog. Like, come on, bro. It's like, that's...
But I think it would have added to it, like if you had seen him doing it. It just like watching him perform it is another like piece to where I could see why people would be upset about it. But I mean, he can't help. You know what I'm
True
saying?
that, but
His
for a
sentiments
simple
of who he is.
tribute to a classic song, I mean, I'm not mad at him for making it, but I can see why there's a little heat on but they giving all these other artists heat that's remaking shit that's trash
See,
too?
that's what we was just having
You
that
know what I'm
conversation.
saying?
Like, I
Like,
was trying to have it just
yeah.
not here today, but we was talking about remember that episode we was talking about that and just misunderstood doing covers for like whatever the fuck he called it, something that wasn't what we was talking about. But my question that I was posing was, because hip hop is a viable genre of music, shouldn't at 50 years old there be covers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of songs are, even if you don't want to call them covers, they are like derivative of songs from the past, like every, 10 years, 12 years.
Right. Oh, he was talking about sampling. He thought we meant sampling instead of like actually
and sampling
covering
ain't
songs.
covering, but like, for instance, that song that redid it was Diddy's son and Kodak Black, and they had redid the which was it? It was like the Biggie and Kim song from back in the day, but they had redid it, and it was like it was cool. It was okay, but it's like it's not the same words, but it's the same vibes. Like it's not a cover because the words technically ain't the same, but it feel like a cover. It's supposed to sound like it. It's supposed to feel like it. And honestly, I thought that was like, it's like hella mid to me. You know what I'm saying?
So I think that the best way to do hip hop covers, especially if you an MC doing like. How do I put this? Okay, so like cover bands would be a totally different thing from like
that's a straight cover.
Yeah,
like,
from like cover MC. Like if you an MC, I don't think you should be covering like other people's joints just for like rap sake. But like if you're going to cover it, I guess it would have to be like musical adaptations with like some kind of singing kind of situation.
Right. Just try to switch it up and make it a little different.
Because I know it wasn't a cover, but you know that old Jizza joint when the MCs came to live out the name and to perform, some had. And then most made a song kind of like he used like elements of the same beat, but he made it a totally different song. And then he paid homage to it, but he sang it when the MCs came to live out the name and to perform something. You know
but it's kind of obvious he paying homage to it, though.
Right? Because you know if you know that joint, I mean, like you know if you deep in hip hop, you know that joint. You know anything about
would you call that "Girls Is Players 2" song? Would you call that a cover or just a remix?
What is that?
With the Coiler Egg "Girls Is Players 2" from the Hypnotized beat.
I ain't heard that shit.
Oh, you haven't heard that?
I don't tap into Coiler Ray, man. That's
it's all over the daughter. Yep. It's just all over the radio. It's like a pretty big song, and I be hearing it. It got a cool little bop to it, but it used a Hypnotized like beat, what the Biggie shit. Yeah. And like she flipped it to be like "Girls Is Players 2" all around the world. Like kind of got an old school vibe.
The only way I would have a problem with that is if you ask her about the original song and she
don't know. There was no homage to the original in this version. It's just like it came out of nowhere. Like it could be a bunch of kids don't even know that beat came from.
Right. Or the producer didn't explain it to him. Anything, he could have just brought it to him. I get that. I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as that song, I would just say for me, it's just a little soft to be the same song. Like it's not even, the words is the same, so the vibe is just way softer.
Right.
I don't think that make it better technically, but whoever playing that piano was on point though.
Right. Shout out to LSU.
Oh yeah, shout out to them. The women won the chip.
National champions.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm a
what's her name? Candace?
I'm an Angel Reese fan now.
Angel
man.
Reese.
I mean,
there it is.
I was already tapping in on occasion, but I love her energy, man. And I don't even like all of the flack that she getting for doing the.
Well, it's funny because just in the previous game before the championship, the white girl that's hella raw was doing the same motion.
So did you check?
So
the
she
arguments?
was kind of doing that to get back at her. Like I'm that nigga now.
So they was checking the arguments. The arguments was she didn't do it in anybody's face. She just kind of did it, and then Angel.
She just did it to the entire crowd.
Right. She like Angel. Well, not she, but they was like Angel followed her around doing it in her face, and I'm like, so what? So what? Follow her around.
And like I love her competitive fire.
Follow her,
Angel
follow
did
her to the locker room and do that
so
shit.
Unnecessary.
Right. Follow her outside to her car and do that shit.
Yeah.
So
I guess they felt like because she beat that girl. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, at least you could have been cool about it. But the other girl, Caitlyn, whatever, wasn't cool about it. You're not supposed to be cool about it. You over there competing at the highest level or whatever you in.
Right.
You ain't supposed to be over there. And even she came out and said she ain't had no problem with it.
But I don't necessarily even think that it's I don't know for a fact, but just my assumption. I don't even like if she came out and said that she didn't have a problem with it. I didn't think she would have a problem with it anyway. It's just these people trying to sweetheart. Make her, you know
she
what
probably
saying?
felt like she needed to say something.
Because they were saying nasty shit to the homegirl Angel Reese, man.
How they do,
fucking idiots and classless and what I'm saying, poor sports.
And not to mention, bruh, did you see the riot at LSU when they won?
No, there was
all the kids was rioting at LSU. There was a lot of white kids in this crowd, and they like banging down doors to the building and cheering. Kind of like it remind me of when Philly won a Super Bowl. Just white people tearing the city down. Yeah. They was doing that at LSU, but where's the thugs and where the riots and all these thugs and all that? Bro? It's very selective, obviously, what they choose to do. And everybody was hot. They was. I think they was in their feelings a little bit because they didn't expect to lose. They wanted that win for her. sports so they could hype it up. And then when she loses and the black girls all in her face with the whoop whoop,
Which she should.
they just got triggered.
And they were balling out too, man.
Right.
That whole second half, they was just lacing them. And I seen they were trying to, do they splash sisters. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hit some threes here and there. But yeah, it was too much.
Yep.
And I'm proud. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, I'm proud of her
Congratulations,
too, man. I heard about her really just at the championship because I follow some WNBA. I really don't be following women's college like that.
Yeah.
But obviously the story blew up.
Well, big ups for that because for the viewership on that, I think it was like the highest viewed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it was
that's very dope.
it was the first time they had a women's college championship on network TV.
Oh,
Usually they put it
okay.
on cable, but they actually ran that one on ABC. So like you automatically getting your audience expanded by 40, 60 million potentially. You know what I mean?
Right, but that's good. People tuned in. I mean, maybe they'll tune in more. And
And sometimes
Women's
some
basketball,
people might
women's
just get
sports,
tired
get
of
the
black
respect.
people winning all
Oh,
these
man,
sports.
come on, they always be getting me with the Great White Hope shit, man. And that always feels to me like you trying to say like you niggas been winning long enough.
Yeah.
We need us a Great White Hope. So I don't know. I'm very proud of them though.
Yeah, shout out to
make sure.
LSU. I'm proud of them too. She did her pose, the picture. She had the cigar in her hand, was
Yeah.
mimicking the Joe Burrow one when he won, the football one.
Nice.
I was like, but that's cool. They just kids having fun, man. People, especially grown adults, be getting so hyped up
these are
over college
kids. What is
sports.
she,
Right? They be
19,
getting
20?
so hyped up over college
What's she,
sports.
19, 20? And
It's
you got
sportsmanship.
right, 50, 60-year-old
Right.
yelling and calling these kids.
It ain't like
all
she
kinda
did
names.
that before she dusted that shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like the win was in the back.
Hey man, if you scared of shit talk, man, you in the wrong.
Ain't none of the players scared of it. It's just the media people, bro.
I guarantee you, if the shoe was on the other foot, it would have been the same. Because they had already showed you what they said when she did it. Oh, we love it. You know.
Yeah.
What
So
I'm saying?
if Angel had did it first, they probably would have said it was unsportsmanlike. And then if Caitlyn did it in the next game, if she won, they would have been like, well, she was just getting her back for the last thing that she did. Usually we don't condone this, but she deserved it. I can see them kind of arguments.
Yeah, they was using words like disrespect. She disrespected her and all this other shit. Like, I don't know, man. I think the disrespect would be Jill Biden inviting the losers to the White House shit.
She came back quick and said she was just joking, though. She came back hella quick.
Yeah, of course you're just joking.
Right.
But they're right. I'd say no too. I wouldn't go. I'd be like, yeah. Angel said they want the Obamas to host them.
To who? The UConn or whatever that team was, or LSU?
Nah, LSU. Angel Reese and them said that they was like, we're not going to the White House after that.
Oh, because of Joe Biden?
Yeah. They said we want the Obamas.
Oh, I didn't
to
know they
host
was
us.
that hot about
She
it.
said we want the Obamas to host us. Cause like, in history, bro, like when of the losers went to the White House. What they say, the winner go to the White House, the loser go home.
Yep, pretty much. That's how it always go.
And now she like participation trophy.
But see, that's how you know that the narrative around Caitlyn, I forget her whole name, but the narrative around Caitlyn Clark, the narrative around her was driving all they hype and stuff. And when the narrative didn't fit, they like, maybe we just bring them both over here. They both did a great job.
They both did very well. Let's just invite them all over.
Hey, man, what you think about participation trophies anyway? I know besides the obvious, like, probably not good, but, like, really think about it. What
Probably
you
not good.
Yeah, what you think about the whole idea behind it?
That's a big no for me. So my thing is, if we talk about like children, you know what I'm saying, and even then, to certain extents,
And
no.
with college qualified, probably not as children.
Nah, I mean, because that stage is high, yo.
Yeah,
like
you
it's-
millions and millions
yeah,
and
you know
millions.
what I'm saying. That stage high,
Yeah.
and the whole purpose of that shit,
Motherfuckers losing money in Vegas on that stage.
right? They're supposed to be winners,
Right.
and they're supposed to be losers.
Absolutely.
It wasn't no draw. There are no draws. It's
Right.
win or lose, no draw.
Right.
So the results shouldn't be that of a draw. The results should be the winner gets these perks and amenities, and the loser take their ass to the crib and rework on it.
Right. I mean,
Because somebody got to lose.
Yep. Somebody got to lose, bro. And the winner gets the spoils, right? That's how it goes. That's the
Yeah.
American way, ain't it?
Right, right. I think that's the world way. Shit. I'm in the universe way.
But for little kids, like getting a trophy saying you were there, you're not too hard up on that.
No, that depends. That depends
participant.
Yo, that
I ain't gonna lie, Jayla got one of those on the wall.
That depends on how,
like, do we need to lead it up? She's
right.
like, she's happy about it. I'm like, all right, but when she get older, we ain't having that shit.
Right. That depends on how much of a lesson you want to
say
teach.
Participant.
Right. You want to give them a hard lesson,
right.
Or you want to give, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I don't see people.
I guess the thing is, okay, you put yourself out there and you tried, so we trying to give you some kind of credit to build your confidence moving forward in life or something.
I mean, even if you do that, you can't give the same credit
the same
to the
one,
winners.
right?
Yeah, there has to be some incentive
right.
for winning and some deterrent for losing. So you'll get your best. Participation trophies. There was a Bernie Mac episode, and Bernie Mac had...
Shout out to Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
RIP.
rest in peace, man. Mm-hmm. Great. He had like a Mac Hall of Fame or something in his crib.
Yeah.
So he would put like trophies up for like all of the kids that got something dope. And Jordan couldn't think of nothing that he could do. You know,
the little boy with the glasses.
Yeah, to get something on the Mac Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So this motherfucker goes to school and finds out that everybody who's on the football team gets a trophy if they win. So he ain't really even got to work to get this trophy. So it's like a participation.
He just got to be on the team.
To get a trophy. So that was
backup quarterbacks get Super Bowl rings, nigga.
They part of the team though.
They practicing though. They practicing for sure.
Right. They part of the team. I think it was where everybody got a trophy. Losers, winners, everybody. It was kid type of thing. So he figured if I'm on the team, I don't really have to be great at this shit. I could just get a trophy.
Right.
And that, I think that muddies the intensity of the competition.
Right.
If you already know we all going to get this shit, where's the incentive
where the
to
dogs
go hard?
at? Where's the incentive to go hard?
There ain't gonna be no dogs in that game. Yeah. Everybody just going to be kind of, floating around. I don't know.
Nah, I know what you mean.
Intensity of the competition is important, and incentives for giving your best, being on your best game, would be to win and get something from winning.
I mean, these kids, they do be taking this seriously. I remember Jayla was cheerleading for her elementary school flag football team or whatever, and they almost won, but they lost. And these kids, man, they balling, they crying. It's a hard. I was like, damn, I didn't even know it was that serious.
Win. I mean, you don't want it to be so intense to where they start feeling bad about themselves or not.
I mean, in the moment it makes sense, but as long as you got good coaching or leadership to sort of, smooth it out.
Let them know we'll be back next year. You know what I'm saying? Or you just got to put in some extra work and, keep it going.
Yeah, man. But, I agree, though. I don't think participation trophies are necessary, but if it's for little kids and the winner actually gets something that's obviously verifiably different than the rest, then I could live with it. But I ain't giving them up.
Right.
I ain't giving them up.
You ain't win.
I almost wanted to take Jayla's off the wall, but I was like, am I just being an asshole right now? All right.
What do you got? Did you win it?
I won. I won the battle of trying.
Oh no. See, that's why they said like the generations under us is soft, man. Cause do you think the participation trophy is a catalyst for that?
I mean, I don't know. I guess we gotta wait till they get of age, and if they make it big and do crazy, impactful shit, if they say that first participation trophy that I got is what inspired me, then I guess we'll know then.
Some funny shit, man. Cam versus Mario Chalmers. Cameron, Killer Cam.
Who's Mario Chalmers?
See?
Wait, does he go by a different name?
Yo, man. Mario Chalmers was
MC?
Right. He was on the Miami Heat when Bron was there.
Okay, so what this verse is about?
All right, so recently more
I was thinking hip hop. Okay.
Oh no, so more it's funny, right? But Cam got a sports show.
Cameron got a sports show.
Yeah, man. It's called I can't even remember.
Slacking.
I can't remember what it's called. Him and Mace made up and Mace be
Oh,
on
they
it,
running
too.
together right now?
Yeah, they back running together,
Can I
man.
just give a shout out to that?
Because it was getting ugly.
I
it was
actually
getting ugly
love
for
to
a
hear
minute.
that.
It was getting ugly for a minute. I thought somebody was gonna get shot or something. It was getting bad.
Well, they just so much older now, and this beef is from so long
They
ago.
grew up together, bruh.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
at some point, you gotta bury the hatchet, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
or move around.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, big up to them for patching up whatever the fuck was going on with them.
Mm-hmm.
But he got a sports show now, and it's like a hood sports show, but they be getting, they be running the views up. But it's hood because Cam is the pause king, the no homo king. He be doing all of that shit on the sports show.
That's easy to do in sports, bro.
Right. So it came to a point where like Mario Chalmers has recently been doing like a bunch of podcasts and like press. People asked him questions and he was saying that nobody was ever scared of a matchup with LeBron James, and it was kind of like a backhanded situation because he would say like when they thought. First of all, he's assuming what people thinking. He's saying when they thought about a matchup between LeBron, they wasn't scared. But when they
about NBA players was never scared.
yeah,
of this
but
nigga.
when they match up against them, then they might be scared of the matchup. But on the come in, but like Jordan was like super villain, where like niggas was scared as hell when they knew they had to go play Jordan. So
you mean like the idea of LeBron was more friendly than I'm
than
I'm
the
scared
Jordan,
of you.
than
Like
the
you're
villain
not
Jordan.
finna take me out like that.
Right.
We just gonna compete and see who wins. But Jordan, like this
it's
nigga
like
might
I'm
kill
here
me
to
on
kill
the court.
him. Yeah. So they were scared of embarrassment and all kind of shit.
LeBron's MO fit more of that fit more of the first one than the second one.
Right.
I
So
don't think that makes him less powerful or intimidating in game. Like nigga, I'll never forget Game 5. I'm a Warriors fan. Nigga. That's one of the most intimidating
I
performances
knew somehow you was gonna bring the
I ever
Warriors in
seen.
this.
Well, look,
I mean they tethered together based off of
isn't
those.
that his greatest championship moment?
I think so.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like, it just so happens to coincide with my team, but to me that was the greatest. That's when I realized that he was a greater player than I thought, cuz I did think the lack of killer instinct was something that I always held against LeBron until that finals. I'm not even going to lie. You know what I'm saying? Cramping up in the middle of the shit, passing off the ball at the end of the last shots during the Spurs series, shit like that.
But he's a pass first person. Like he plays the game the right way. So if he sees somebody open, he not no glory
This
hog.
nigga might end up top 5 in assists with
That's what I'm
number one
saying.
in
He not
points.
a,
I
he
ain't
not a
gonna
glory.
lie,
But
that's beastie.
We're not here to run through his resume. So, because we could just we'll take fucking 15, 20 minutes to do that.
Right,
but
right.
so there's a legitimate argument with Chalmers talking like that about somebody that he wouldn't have a championship or two champions. Wasn't he on both of the teams both times when they won?
In Miami?
Yeah.
I felt like he was. Yeah.
So Cam and them, they the joke niggas. They just immediately start joking on this dude like, yo, Cam like, yo, 10 days, bruh. Let me train for 10 days. He was like, I'll beat Mario Chalmers right now. Cam used to hoop.
And, a lot of niggas used to.
No. Cam was good.
Oh, he was wrong.
The only reason Cam didn't go to college and even try to get in the league is street shit. Caught with a pistol. You know what I'm saying? Just
unfortunately, that happens a lot.
yeah. You can't say he threw his life away because
it worked
of
out for
hip-hop,
him.
right? It worked out very well.
It worked out.
It worked out very well. It don't work out for many
for
people
some
like
people,
that.
their life is thrown.
Right. So so they get it to that riff, and then I just seen Mario. I mean, they went on a 15-minute diss segment, laughing at him, talking about who he been playing for lately.
But did it sound like Chalmers was trying to diss Brown though?
I don't know. Tristan Thompson said that Chalmers is a sucker and basically a bitch ass nigga for talking shit about
he was with
somebody.
LeBron in Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't with Chalmers though, am I?
Nah, but he was saying like somebody that assisted you that much in your career, you never, or that's supposed to be a brother of yours, you never like come out and say like this.
That remind me when the game said Kanye helped his career more in 2 weeks than Dr. Dre ever did. I'm like, nigga, where you been since that statement?
But that sound like an emotional, like he was mad at Dre for something. But
for not putting him on a Super Bowl ticket.
So we got to do we got to do better than that. Like we can't just. I mean, we got emotions and shit too.
I mean, technically, he probably would have had a hit or two that would have went cool, but his over his career wise, his status not the same as the rest of them niggas. This is a Super Bowl, nigga.
Yeah.
And you've been over there talking shit about everybody that's on the stage, nigga, your whole career.
That's what I'm saying. So how can you expect to be in a situation like that when you've been running your mouth? Like,
because he be looking at them plaques, nigga, from the documentary. I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was the West Coast version of 50 Cent when the documentary came out. I was like, they about to be dominating forever. But that was both biggest albums. Especially The Game. That nigga albums went tanked after that, bro. Not tanked, like, you know, he's still selling a couple 100,000, but that nigga sold 5 million on the fucking documentary. He ain't never touched a platinum record since then.
Are we still doing that? Like
platinum means something?
Yeah. Does it still mean things?
Only if the court that you playing in has other platinum niggas in it, right? Like, because if you're gonna go bar for bar, because you know 50, I don't know how true this is, but apparently 50 wrote a lot of the hits that was on the documentary. Right?
The hooks, right?
Yeah,
because they hated it, loved it.
Yeah,
I mean,
all that,
some of that shit you can tell.
You can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. It got his fingerprint all over that shit.
Like 50 and Dre basically like cooked up the perfect situation for this nigga. But to me, that was the most disrespectful thing he could have said, because he had that one song with Kanye you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then he did more for my career in 2 weeks than Dre did the whole time.
That's emotional, man.
That's shit out of pocket.
Yeah, that's emotions, man.
But Mario Chalmers, did he win with anybody else?
No.
So
no.
Without hearing his voice in context, how he's saying it, I would imagine that, because what he's saying is not technically, to me, it doesn't ring hella untruth. If the idea
or
is
any disrespect, like, do you feel?
I feel like he been around LeBron enough that he could be actually coming from a real standpoint, not trying to throw shade, just saying this is how it's different.
Right.
Like, people wasn't scared of LeBron, the person, but then if you guarding him on the court, yeah, you scared of the player on the court, but like, he's somebody maybe that you could see yourself being cool with outside the court. Like, him and Draymond is in business together after all that shit they had going on back in the day. Like, and LeBron is that type of. You think MJ would have went into business with Isaiah Thomas?
No.
Nigga?
There's no
so
reason.
Is that a diss?
But on a Jordan-based mentality, there's no reason that Bron and Draymond should be cool. Mm-hmm. Or as cool as they are. Them niggas is ace, boom,
yeah, they got the same business agent, nigga.
Right. And that's, that's weird to a lot of people.
Yeah, but LeBron kind of changed would you say LeBron kind of changed the game in that way? In terms of the on-court and the off-court being completely different things? Yeah. Instead of just hating the team, like whatever. Because you know that nigga wanted to beat every team he played.
I think he did.
He changed it.
You know what? That's kind of cool to me, though, man.
I think it's not a bad negative. I don't think it's a negative.
I think it's cool that
as long as you win.
Right. When we competing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, I mean, look at, like, him and...
ain't like this nigga was giving niggas free layups, nigga.
Right.
Him and we do business, I'm going to give you a free layup.
Him and CP3 homies. Mm-hmm. But, like, they know when they get on that court, we here to smash. You know what I'm saying? We here to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? And then we could get back to friends when we get off this motherfucker.
And I think, the older heads probably look at it more differently, because now it's such a big business now, bro. It's like, what's even the real value of cutting off niggas outside the court just because y'all got rivalries on the court? We talking about multi-hundreds, tens, hundreds, millions of dollars. What's the value there?
Right.
Like, nigga, like, if Jordan, I don't know, but Jordan was, it was different, bro. We talking about 30 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let me do this while I got it on my mind. Yeah. I want to play this because I don't know if you remember this shit from a little while ago.
Okay.
Acknowledge that I was being sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Logic?
And that I need to be able to take a joke just like everybody else.
Daniel Caesar.
That's what it is. People are allowed to say what the want. And I'm allowed to feel how I want, but it's like, am I going to fight them or am I going to accept what they have to say and keep moving? Why are we being so mean to Jules? Why are we being so mean to white people right now? That's a serious question. Why is it that we're allowed to be disrespectful and rude to everybody else? and when anybody returns any type of energy to us, that's not equality. I don't want to be treated like I can't take a joke. I just went through the Chappelle, and I had to, like, in the moment acknowledge that I was being sensitive. You know what I'm saying? And that I need to be able to take a joke just like everybody else. Don't respect and don't think that they can take a joke. I think that they're less than me. Those are the only people that I
All right,
don't.
now
Is that the Mexican comedian?
No,
That's
that's
disrespect.
the soul singer Daniel Caesar.
A soul singer. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with
You
him,
don't
I guess.
remember that one joint? Damn, I can't even think of it right now. But he was like real big, popping for a minute. He dope ass music, bro. I can't take.
He probably one of them niggas that still be behind the scenes producing hella dope ass shit.
No, he's a phenomenal singer, bro.
Yeah.
Like every album this nigga dropped has been like superb soul R&B music.
Mm-hmm.
No bullshit. I got to make sure that's said. That's prefaced with what I'm about to say about him.
Okay.
So. There was, if I'm remembering the story correctly, white girl had an offensive shirt on or some shit like that. And
Offensive to Daniel?
To black folks.
Okay.
And everybody was roasting her about that shirt. Now, Daniel Caesar is Canadian black. He not...
Got it.
And I think...
Got it.
So immediately that lets you know something, right? A lot of people don't even get that like, non-American black people don't really... fully encompass,
but they don't think about shit the same way we do.
Right, because they haven't had this.
It's a different experience.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
They shouldn't think about it the way we do.
So if they don't think about it the way we do,
take some allies, which you know.
Right, if they don't think about it the way we do, I feel like they should be more sensitive in their approach or like their response to things that's happened. That you know what I'm saying? That American black people are responding to.
So his point was she was getting unfairly criticized?
Unfairly criticized.
Do you remember what the shirt said?
I don't know. I think it had nigga on it or something like that.
Like for real?
Yeah, it said nigga. Or she said nigga or something like that.
No, that's a no-no.
so after that, he said, cancel me, make me poor, do whatever the fuck you gonna do about what I said. This is how I believe.
Be manifesting that, but go ahead.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
all right, fast forward.
Like, I was wrong, you know? I was wrong, and...
About the first thing you said.
I'm sorry about that. I was like, for a long time, I was like, you can't...
What is your perspective on everything that was happening around that period before you dropped the album?
No, I gotta go.
Without whatever. Yeah. I completely understand where, like, the response. And
now
he's talking about the black response?
Yeah. Now if you...
The black American response to his shit?
Now if you ask for something... and you get it.
Yep.
Is this a real apology? Or is this an apology based off of the repercussions of what you did? Because now all of a sudden it's like every energy is...
Both can be true because obviously when he first said the statement, he was just coming off what he was really feeling.
Right.
But with the backlash, I mean, you know, I don't get thousands of social media messages of people like mad or celebrating me or whatever, and I get to pick and choose and go through them. I get like, 15, 20 comments. It's mostly like just fire emojis, but
mostly just fire emojis.
Mostly. But if you imagine though, you can learn a lesson you didn't know in real time. I do reserve I give people space in a short, in real time, you can learn something you didn't know. So perhaps some people were talking to him about things that he literally never thought about that way or something like that. And then he comes back and like, you know what? Okay, well, maybe that wasn't right. But to say I was wrong, not to say I learned something new or like I'm changing my opinion on it because of so, just to say like I was wrong and I totally get why people were mad. That don't sound as sincere as the actual process that's taking place. Because the process is, if you think it like this, you're getting a bunch of new information. Right. It's going to take you some time to get from here to here. I don't know like how long those were between each other.
It's been years. But my thing is like,
it is possible.
How many times can you double and triple down on fucked up statements before we just like, whether you apologize or not, that's how you feel?
Yeah, you think there's a statute of limitations on learning new shit?
No, of course not. That is a ridiculous. Yo, what are you trying to set
So
me
that, no,
you trying to set me up, nigga?
so my answer to the question would be there is
That's
no
true.
how many times.
Right,
It's
that's
as
true.
long as the last time is the other direction, and you stick with that direction as long as you ain't going back and forth depending on the
Well,
winds
I mean,
of change.
if he's intelligent, which I perceive that he is just from hearing him talk, I don't think he's going to go back on this just because they slapped him on the ass.
Yeah.
But he asked for it.
Well, consequences is usually the number one reason people change their mind.
That's a lot of motherfuckers that don't, bruh.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And some people get respect for never changing, regardless of consequences. But some people get respect for changing because of
adapting
consequences.
to, yeah.
What do you think is more? Which one do you think is more important? Standing on your two. See, if he didn't, you know what? This is what I was gonna say. It doesn't sound like he was super confident in either one of those statements to me.
Which one? The apology or the one?
The first one or the second.
Okay.
It
The
seemed
first
like
one, it
he
looked
was-
like he was like popped, and he was just like
He
you know
knew
what I'm saying?
he knows what he's trying to say on both of them, but it doesn't feel like those things. It feels like he's just going off of what he's feeling at the moment. But like I'm going off of like a deeper like kind of analysis, just off of what I heard in a couple minutes.
Right.
It doesn't sound like he was sure-footed on either one to me, which to me indicates that you know, and everybody has different, like somebody like Tupac was already 1,000% convinced at 23,
Right.
22, 1,000% convinced. But he had all these conditions around him that gave him that. But if you somebody like this, and you making songs for people trying to be about love and all that stuff, it could be a lot more wishy-washy over time. You know what I mean? And maybe you don't 100% know that what you're doing is right or wrong, but you're just saying what you believe.
I understand hindsight is 20/20.
Exactly.
I understand that, but I also understand other ways of saying things, and that's just based off.
Did he pay a career penalty for the first thing?
Hold on, let me finish this. Because I know that I say stuff to people sometimes, and like sometimes not immediately. I might sleep on it, and I'll be replaying that shit in my head, and I'm like, yo, I came off on that wrong. Like,
yeah, I do the same.
I want to come back and like, you know what I'm saying, just let you know, you know what I'm saying, woo. There are certain ways that you express things that can be it can change the spectrum of how things play out. So if he had said anything to the effect of, I don't understand why he feels like black people are so angry at white people, and even if that's in a small confined like theory, because it's not.
He kind of did though. He
not
said, "I don't know why everybody got to be so mad at white people."
But look at how
that's kind of what he's saying.
But look at how you move in your head when you're saying that. It's a whole different thing from like, yo, I don't understand. Like, can somebody explain to me, or woo.
Right.
When if it's condescending as fuck, like body language and yo, why black people are always so mad at white, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could think about his circle too, because somebody in this circle could have sat him down and been like, yo, bro, you from Canada, like, I don't know what the black experience is in Canada, you know what I'm saying, what that's all about.
Yeah.
But let me run down some history.
Also, their percentage black population is even smaller than ours here in the United States, which is still roughly 15%. Yeah.
Really?
And 15% in the U.S. is about 40 million. You're talking about 9-10% in Canada. You're talking about a few million, because Canada's only 30 million deep as a country.
Right.
So, like, it's less opportunities to be exposed to certain things. And I get that, but, these Canadians, they want the American fan base. They should understand and be in tune with what the Americans are thinking about their shit.
Now,
or just keep it in Canada.
Now, I'd like to know if his response was limited to America, or if he was just talking about internationally, he feels like black people are angry at white people.
You know what? I would say probably more the second one, only because of this. I feel like the way, not me or you specifically, but I feel like a lot of the ways that we appropriate, we meaning black Americans appropriate the black ideological consciousness around the world usually comes from a Black American perspective. And we you know, I don't want to get too deep, and I'll just have another conversation about a whole bunch of shit.
No, go ahead. Do your thing.
But it's like, you know, it's like, okay. So, for instance, I was watching a clip of Nigerian, someone interviewing this woman in Nigeria, just on the streets, just whatever. I'll be seeing hell shit on Instagram.
Right.
But it was like, you know, beautiful Nigerian woman, and she's like talking about all this, you know, Black power, but like African, like Nigerian specifically. Because remember, a lot of people don't know in Africa, like, Africans don't think in Pan-Africanism the way that we do here because they're different places with different cultures and different histories.
Exactly.
But we think it's all the same. Like everybody just sold us to white people and it's bad. Right?
Well,
but if you look at it, there's so much nuance to it.
That's an unfair general statement because there are,
it is.
You know,
it is, but that's one that I held until I got more research and understood that there was so
you don't
much
mean
nuance.
like the fact of it, you mean like perceptions.
I mean the perception of that's like a lot of Black people think like that's it. That's why we don't fuck with that. Not we, I try to. But it's like a lot of Black people like, man, in Africa, they the ones that sold us over here in the first place. So, but anyways, the reason I'm bringing all that up, the Nigerian
because I'm about to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to it. I'm trying to get back to it. Go ahead. But she was saying, so the interviewer asked her, okay, yeah, no, that's dope. And what do you think about Black Americans? And she got this look on her face like, ugh. You know, they got, you know, they have a lot of positive qualities, but like I'm not, you know, I think they, you know, I don't really like Black Americans. And he was like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? You don't like Black Americans? She was like, I mean, just look at this. They have all this, and this is a very common like African trope on Black Americans over here. But she was like, well, look at this. They have all this opportunity, and what do they do with it? They shoot each other, they kill each other, and all this kind of stuff.
That's a very
right?
That's a dangerous.
Right. This is what she was saying, very casually, and she was like, you know, I mean, some are good, you know, they good, make good entertainment.
That's
and stuff,
very dangerous.
But the way she was saying was, I don't really like the mentality of Black Americans, and I don't really want to be associated with that. And like, do you have any Black American friends? And she was like, yeah, I got a few. And she was like, what do you think? She was like, you know, my friends are cool, but like overall, still just, you know, I like Africa, I like Nigerians, you know what I mean? And so, on a reverse scale, it's like we can think about Africans like that too. One of the biggest things I know about how Africans think about us is they think about it very similar to the way Europeans think about us. You know what I'm saying? And remember, these are Africans that don't have lineage of slavery in America. They like we're the ones. We're born of the people that were shipped off over there.
Some,
yeah, right.
There
Obviously,
are some indigenous,
right.
Like.
But she was so sharp and
we
specific. We
gotta stop that, man. That's
of
what
course we do.
That's the disconnect.
Of course we do.
That is fueling like you never know who she, you know, her as a person or anybody, not even her. Just whoever thinks like that,
right?
You are disconnecting yourselves from some of the most
some of
positive
us over
experiences
here
in your
think
life.
like
yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. Anybody who thinks like that,
yeah.
Not necessarily specifically to her or Nigerians.
The culture,
or any, I don't like that diaspora.
Brad, when she got like that look on her face, I was nasty. Like, ooh, why you looking nasty? Like? I thought it was gonna be good.
Who was interviewing her?
It was a black dude.
Okay.
But American black dude.
Okay.
It was American black. You could tell by his accent he wasn't from over there, but I don't know how he got the interview.
Now I'm trying to process that because I'm trying to process that because, you know.
She was like, yeah, they cool, but like honestly, like the way it came off was that, oh, this is what she said, something like this too. They don't even understand where they're from. She said something like that was part of her answer. They don't know where they're from. They have all these resources and opportunity over there. They complain, they kill each other, they make music about killing each other. Like, and this was only like a 2-minute answer. It wasn't like an expansive answer.
They do in Africa too, sweetheart.
Right. It wasn't an expansive answer, but it kind of encapsulated all the tropes that you would imagine that a European would think about.
You heard some Nigerian hip hop?
I have before, not a long time though. I used to in the Bay, man. I used to tap in with a lot of Nigerians.
I've heard African trap, bro. I've heard like Nigerian trap. I've heard trap from like Ghana and shit. Like it's just.
I'm not gonna lie, that was disappointing. That was
That's
disappointing
very disappointing
viewing.
to hear,
That
man.
was disappointing viewing.
That's very disappointing to hear.
Yeah.
But I like
Yeah.
occasionally I run across.
But it's not like I've never heard that from anybody
Yeah,
over here
I've
either,
heard-
which is kind of crazy.
I've heard
right?
it. I've got into conversations with people about it, and I try to dispel some of that shit. And it ended up like it'd just be Uberized. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'll be on
yeah.
the lift, and it'd be like all peace and love, woo woo woo, and then you hear the accent, and then we get to talking. And like sometimes that comes up, like why are you motherfuckers over here, woo woo
Man,
woo? And
I
I'm
had
like,
so-
yo, listen, man, you
yeah.
gotta, you know.
I had a lot of conversations with my Nigerian homie Esty, man. Like he a tech worker, like he built his own shit, he got money, all that shit. And he is like, KB, tell me, I don't understand. Why do you guys always complain? I don't get it.
There's shit to complain
I came
about.
over here, I did very well. And you guys could do very well, but you just complain.
So the crazy thing about that
You know,
is,
like, I trust me. I tried to
but
explain
look,
it to
the
him,
crazy thing
but
about that is,
it's a prevalent mindset.
people think that their experience
Is
is a
everybody's.
generalized
Yes,
experience and that
that is-
everyone has the same.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's
We don't
literally the problem with kind of a lot of the way
Yeah,
shit
man.
works, because everybody
Yeah,
thinks
man.
their experience
Yeah,
is
man.
how most of or everything is experienced.
That shit's rough.
and it's just not true.
That's just rough.
But it takes more to open your mind and unlearn some of the things that you learn, because a lot of this shit is formulated in your first 5 years, your first 10 years, your first 12 years
Right.
of life, and then it kind of everything after that kind of flowers out from that experience.
Or also, people that confine themselves to one particular atmosphere, just let's just say like a hood environment, their only notion of how life works is based from a project environment. So they never, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
venture out, or for whatever reasons they
Right.
don't venture out.
Right.
They build this shit based off of that, and we just gotta
Damn.
how
we had
do
a time?
fix it, man. Yeah, we had a time.
Oh man, we should have got into this one earlier.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we just be winging
you
it,
know
man.
how we
Just
go.
winging
Yeah,
it.
we
We
know
get
how
it
it
where
go.
we get it.
I know we got a couple minutes. So
Yeah, I don't want to start nothing too
all right.
deep, man.
But
Just get us
that
about-
that one, it wasn't surprising to me because in Oakland, there's a lot of Nigerians, it's a lot of Eritreans and
Look, and
Ethiopians.
right when I
in
say I don't
Oakland,
want to
right?
go into any more like far off, look at you. You trying
I'm
to?
trying
where
to,
you trying
I'm
to
trying to
pace it?
hover around the
Nah,
same
we-
topic.
We gotta. It's a
Hey,
show
shout out
after
to the
us
black
this week.
diaspora,
Yeah,
the
man.
African diaspora all over the world. It's all love with me.
Yeah, we love
We
you.
ever
I
want to have a
love you.
conversation, hit up Craft Conversations. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's talk, man.
All right.
Yeah, it's a show after us. Let's do social. Yo, First Friday was dope last night. Shout out to
Yeah,
everybody that was around, moving around, doing their thing.
Shout out. I unfortunately missed out, but sometimes you gotta sit down.
Word. Sometimes you gotta sit down. All right, let's do socials and get up out of here, man.
All right, so it's your boy K Bridges, K.Bridges. If you're writing it down, Google me, KBridgesLive.com, K Bridges Live on all social media. I got a lot of stuff on. Just holla at your boy if you want to know. Much love. Appreciate y'all.
www.laronemc.com. That's LARONEMCEE. Make sure you go stream Classic Omens. We got Worldwide Famine coming up. I'm going to be at Taverna opening up for Homeboy Sandman May 30th.
Bang, bang.
So I'll be talking about that every week until it comes up to make sure y'all in the building and check it out.
Hey.
Thank you to all the listeners. First time, last time. Yo, peace, power, respect. We'll catch you next time.
Much love. Peace.